Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakach Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well. Alright, taught us this truth. Along with the sincere salutations to the elder bishops. Alright. And enough respect to you brothers worldwide. Alright, teaching the words of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all throughout the four winds of the earth, sincerity and faith. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakach Kodash, Barakatham to you brothers. And the title of this video is going to be Only the Elect Will Make It Out of America. Alright, because, you know, in the times of the Lord's return, simultaneously with the Lord coming back, Babylon the Great, aka America, is going to be bombarded by thousands upon thousands of intercontinental ballistic missiles. Okay, we know this through the spirit power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakach Kodash. Right, and we're right along. We're getting ever so closer to the Lord coming back. You know, things are getting closer and tighter. More prophecy is popping every day. Prophecy is speaking. You know, you have talks of, you know, negotiations between the EU and America, and ultimately we know through the scriptures that it says that the beast shall hate the whore. You know, so we know that although they speaking on all these different, you know, the pacts and all these different things like that, we know that it's not finna end, you know, all happy fun time. We know the end result. Okay, the nation of Israel, specifically the elect of the nation of Israel, being beamed up by our Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. And if you don't believe that, like we continue to say, then get to stepping. Do, you know, whatever. Do whatever you finna do, because we're fully persuaded and we're fully convinced of the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Alright, the pride here is at an all-time high. Okay, the heathen, you know, practicing their wicked custom, that's at an all-time high. These hella days, all these days that are, you know, celebrated, these different, you know, basically rituals. You know, see, this place, America, is through. It's Babylon the Great, and if it's Babylon the Great, then everything pertaining to Babylon the Great in the scriptures that applies to America. Right, such as this place being burned with fire. Right, the scriptures speak about not sparing any arrows, and these are, you know, some of the things I could get into, but I'm just gonna stick to this point through the spirit. 2 Ezra 8 and verse 2. I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra, is when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world. Yes, so most of the people that are made here, and you know, the Lord creates everything, you know, and the earth is that specific, you know, ecosystem that the Lord, you know, has us in. And within that ecosystem, you have the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved, and everyone else is going to be destroyed here in Babylon the Great. If you're not of the elect of the nation of Israel, you're through. You out of here. And this is why they continue to attack the message, because it ain't our message. This ain't our message. This is the Lord's message. Lord's will we be of the gold. Lord's will we be of the elect. We don't just want to be, some clay pot. Because who doesn't love gold? Gold, that's real currency. Second Ezra 8:3. There be many created, but few shall be saved. So you got all these people. You got all these people that are here in Babylon the Great. All these great, fucking actors, comedian, and these are just what people recognize. You got all these different athletes, all the, the things, the things that people think are important. You got all that, yet that's foolish. That's foolishness compared to the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. In these times to come, coming very soon when it's full-blown Jacob's trouble. From concentrate, how when you get something out of the can and that shit concentrated, they say you gotta add about 6 cans of water to cut that down. That's how it's finna be. That's how that Jacob's trouble is finna be. Concentrated. It's gonna be hot. Hell, or it could be cold. We don't know. Yet we know that a time is coming where the Lord is going to save his elect. That's the most important part, is that there is an elect of the nation of Israel. Lord's will we be of that number. You sincere brothers, all you sincere brothers, who are following the 100% truth, the 100% accurate doctrine. The 100% truth, not 80%. Mixed with a little, no, 100% truth. Because in these times, it's gonna be hard to know what's what. See, ultimately, if you don't have the Spirit, it's going to be hard to discern what's going on, especially as things get worse and worse. Right? Because it is getting worse and worse. 2 Ezra 8:4. So I answered and said, Swallow then down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. Devour wisdom. Getting in as much wisdom as we can right now. Because it's going to come a time where, we store up. We gather up. And then, boom. Now you got to ration that out. Yet the Lord didn't, create just rations through the Spirit. No, the Lord is about abundance through the Spirit. Now, we may not have, brand new Bentley, whatever the case is, all this, quote unquote successful shit. Yet we have the Spirit. That's really all you need. That's really all you need. See, Ezra didn't say, "Damn, let me, let me try to advance my life. Let me try to, just Let me just fall off the grid and just try to make myself. But no, man. No, understanding, divine wisdom. And you can only do that through Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because everything else is foolishness. If it's not, if it ain't coming out the scriptures, then it's foolishness. Now, of course, brothers, that don't mean, you can watch an episode of Martin. Or, watch a basketball game or something like that. Yet, our mind is constantly geared towards Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, towards prophecy, towards what's happening and linking it to the scriptures constantly. To the point where it's all you think about. It's all you can think about. You don't associate with anybody in the world because this is all that you think about. Because how we live, that's how some of these people, they gonna have to live the same way. They're gonna have to not depend on, all these people in the world. They got hundreds of friends. Like a motherfucker playing a video game. Okay, let me hang out with my white friend this day, then go and hang out with my Chinese friend this day, then this, then this. It's endless with these people. Yet, Lord's will, we are holy. We're separate, so we don't do that. we waiting for this big ass. This is a big ass domino. We waiting for it to fall. We can see it. We can see it. Okay, yep. It's starting to tip. And naturally, when some tip, it get to a point where ain't no going back. We're about to be in them times. St. Ezra 8:4 once again. So answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. And that's why we have to fear the Lord, because the Lord, the Lord has this hedge of protection around these people for now, but very soon, it's going to be fully revealed what's going to happen to these people. It's going to be fully revealed that, okay, they're trying to set up the CHIP stations. They setting up the guillotines. They setting up the camps. Starting off with the elder apostles of Great Millstone, we been done told you, it's been going out, and it's video proof. And that's the beautiful thing about these videos. You can, depending on, different brothers' pages, and you can also do some researching and some digging yourself. It's just as far as the elder apostles' older videos. Just specifically, what I'm thinking about right now is the different series of videos that they had in the background. It said the end is near a bunch of times. It's basically plastered to the background, which, hey, that's true. The end is near, right? And I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the late 90s. So it's already video evidence and proof. You already, and somewhere, if you were to do a deep search, you're gonna be able to find old pictures of Israelites on the highways and byways, 80s, in which they constantly speak on that. They constantly speak on bringing out the word okay, quote unquote, back in the day, speaking on certain things, speaking on the CHIP, speaking on the CHIP in the 90s. This been a long time coming. The salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel and the destruction of this place. All right, Babylon the Great. The subjection of the heathen. You finally gonna be in your place. Esau finally gonna be in his place. Up under the Israelites. That's where your ass need to be. This nigga is this nigga is untrustworthy. He a murderer. He weird. He a demon. He a thief. He a damn liar. He a swindler. This nigga likes to wait in the darkness. Esau, Edom as a whole, is just waiting in the darkness. And jacking Jake up. See, because 2/3 of all people, they're going to perish here in America too, for following after this damn devil and these other nations. And trying to be like him. You trying to be like the self-proclaimed white man. You the worst. You see every single person that tries to model themselves after the so-called white man. That's the worst type of person. Especially if they're a Christian. What's worse than that? What's worse than a Jake that just loves Esau and he a Christian? You the worst. You doing whatever. You just doing whatever. Do whatever you want to do. You just show up once a week at the church house. You just show up. But then in between the week, you just doing whatever the fuck you want to do. That's why, and then talk shit about the actual men of the Lord, actual prophecy. Actual precepts. That's another thing. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Lord's will, I can do another video on I'm gonna just word it right. Older Israelite lady, older Israelite woman came by the camp. It was just speaking madness. Our people, man, our people are all over the place, man. Our people need a healing, man. For real. But Salakia, back to the scriptures. 2nd Esdras 8. I went to 4 already. 2nd Esdras 8 and 5. It says, "For thou hast agreed to give ear, and are willing to prophesy." So listen up, right? Going back to the example of the older Israelite woman that came across camp, she just fucking talking, just not, just fucking buck wild, doing what you want to do, like a bull in a china shop. O Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart, and culture to our understanding. Yeah, this is culture we can actually understand. We cannot understand this Babylonian culture. If you don't have the spirit working with you, you'll just bug out trying to understand, how this damn dude done psyoped everything. This devil has a complete and utter hold on this place. So much so that everybody on the planet, all right, who ain't in the truth sincerely, all right, they think that the so-called white man is God. they think that these people walking around, right, especially these small hatters, that those are God's chosen people. So you got the whole world fooled. All right, but he don't have the elect fooled. That's why Lord's will we be of the elect. All right, because this is culture that we can understand. These scriptures, it's something that we can actually understand. The breakdowns are, although there are breakdowns of the scriptures that are more complex than others, they're all simple through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem El Shai. Certain brothers have a certain level of understanding. That's part of agreeing to give ear, is also hearing correction from brothers, correction from the different videos, things of that nature. Because if you got the spirit of only God, only God can judge me, then you lost, you through. You're through, you're done. Brothers need brothers to prop each other up, hold each other down, hold each other accountable, look after one another. Second Ezra 8:5, it says, "For thou hast agreed to give ear and art willing to prophesy. For thou hast no longer space than only to live." And so what the Lord does, the Lord put us in a position in which we catch hell, we go through what we go through, yet the Lord has it so that we're okay. The Lord, see, the scriptures, that's our comforter. Everything has to do with the scriptures. That's what keeps us going. That's what keeps us in line. All right? Everything's according to the scriptures. Second Ezra 8:6. O Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart, and kosher to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it. And you see in the fruit, starting off with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down. Right? Along with the men that came before them, the 7. You're right. Going back, to high priest Abba Bivens, who we believe is Elijah, the prophet coming back.